Hi, class. I think that we have a difficult time saying the proper names of our private body parts because we call them our private body parts. Instead of saying penis or vagina or breast, we say they're your private parts. And I think that we do this especially for our children because we don't want them to lose their innocence. And it makes us uncomfortable, and we don't want to think of our children as sexual beings, especially our little kids. And so when they have questions, we just make up a cute little name for it. When instead we should make sure that we tell them, well, this is your penis, this is your vagina, that is, a nipple. And as we use those words, that we're able to take away that secrecy and shame regarding their body, and it just becomes any other part of their body, just like their arm is part of their body and their feet are part of their body. And I think that the article kind of related this to giving them the language that they need in case they need to report anything. And I love that. I think that it's super important that our children know the language because it's also takes away the secrecy and shame of their body parts, and it allows them to report anything if anything happens there, and they're not afraid, because it's just like if somebody touched their arm, they can say, well, somebody touched my penis, and they're not afraid to say that because they know that that's just part of their body, but it's a part that shouldn't be touched. And I think that relates to the NPR story as well, because it when we discuss openly sex and our sexual body parts, then we can also discuss openly consent to have sex, and whether or not somebody is giving consent or not. We can discuss with our children, listen, it's really important that you get consent, that you don't do anything to anybody without their consent. And I really feel strongly that instead of saying, no means no, we need to teach our children that you need to say yes. You need to say, yes, it's okay for you to touch me there. Or we need to have our children ask, is it okay if I do this? Can I touch you here? And wait for a yes instead of waiting for a no. And I think that as society, as we do that, as we teach our children to respect other people's bodies, number one, it'll teach them to not be afraid or ashamed of their own bodies, which, like the book said, the most negative reactions that teenagers have when it comes to puberty is those teenagers who are unaware of what's happening to them. So we're taking away that secrecy, we're taking away the shame, and we're also teaching them to respect other people and to wait for somebody to say, yeah, it's okay if you do this, instead of just moving forward with our own agenda and saying, well, I'm gonna take and take and take until somebody tells me not to.